about the improvements needed, what are you going to be looking for out of this group really over the next couple weeks to get them to where you said the potential that they could have?
The physicality and consistency, knowing what to do, how to do it, and doing it with a hard edge. That's the biggest thing. I mean, if we do those two things, we'll be able to correct and move forward on things like that, and we'll be able to make plays on something. But if we're physical and if we understand, if we're accountable in the sense of doing what we're asked to do, the way it needs to be done, we'll be right where we need to be.
You talk about not really knowing until you get in the pads. Just today being the first day of pads, did you like what you saw out of them out there?
Got to really see the film, and because we kind of split up, we've got two spots, which a lot of guys are repping here, and a lot of guys are so I don't get to see that. So the first time I get to see what they did over there on that field is in the film room. So I got to kind of see. But I know this. Pre-practice, post-practice, I mean, I like what the look I'm seeing in their eyes. And we're in the meetings, they're engaged, they want to get better. So I think our mentality's there now, is just showing them how to do it, and that's what we're working on.
Have you seen any young guys, maybe people who haven't had a lot of reps, anybody jump off the page at you here over the first couple days?
There's no one not. That's the beautiful thing about how Coach Brown has practice set up is no one's not getting any reps. Because when you split the drills up, you know, you got half your team there and half your team there, and you got two deep on both sides. So everyone's working and getting reps. So, you know, the good thing is there's a lot of guys doing a lot of good things in some instances. Now, there's also some instances where a lot of guys are like, all right, well, we need to get better at that. You can't do this here. That's critical. Or, you know, so, you know, the good thing is how practice set up is we're able to see everybody. So I'm really excited I love our group. I think we got a good group. We got a bunch of good guys. They're maturing. They're very young. We're very young, very green. Not a lot of experience in that room at any position as far as a load of getting 60, 70 snaps in the game. So that's what's exciting to an extent, because the more you do, it's the more of a litmus test before the first game.
So you think with this group it's going to be one of those you'll really see the improvement once you get into the games, they get more experience under their belt?
We got to improve every day, and our goal for our guys is to improve every day and improve as the season goes on, because again, we're young. We're extremely young in that room between the inside receiver position and the tight end position. So we got to make sure we do that every day, and as the season goes, we continue to harp on getting better.
What did you see from Giovanni? Just how did he come in? How did he take advantage of the summer session? And what's he looking like now into fall camp?
Giovanni's progressing. You know, he's progressing. He's doing what he can do and focusing on it. Biggest thing, like he falls in the same category as everybody else, so like Michael Laughlin, TJ Banks, and then even the inside receivers, just building up the consistency. Our whole group, we just got to build consistency as far as how we attack each day, and then how we execute the little things each day. We can't have repeat. We can't correct something and we do good and then have to recorrect it again. And everybody in the room is kind of really at the same spot as progression-wise, because it's a new offense. You know what I mean? And so we got to make sure we improve that every day.
Coach Scott was saying he's kind of looking for more leaders just all around offensively as well. Do you have that leadership? Do you have that guy in your room, whether it's, you know, lead by example or a vocal leader, or is that something you're still kind of searching for as well?
Being a young group, being a very young group, an inexperienced group, we have qualities, guys that have leadership qualities. But sometimes they got to grow in that aspect and have the confidence in themselves, but also they need to be, because they feel like they need to be consistent in all aspects before they can really step up and lead them. We have that ability, so it's our job as coaches, my job as coaches, to make sure that we help develop that and they take care of that and they understand that. But our group, we got the ability to have a few leaders in there, but right now that we're developing that.
What does a healthy Michael Laughlin look like?
Like I said, Mike is a guy that is so eager to do what wants to do well. He's hard on himself. He wants to do well. Been very, very, very pleased with how he's attacking this fall camp in these last few days. Mike's going to be a good player for us. He's young. He's doing a lot of things that he's never done for the first time. Hand in the ground, hip alignment, and because last year coming back, something happened to him early. So coming back, this is the first time doing a lot of these things. So he's not getting frustrated if he messes up. He's learning from it and applying and improving. So that's the track with him, is that we got to get a lot of growth out of him here in this fall camp and throughout the season as he goes.
Of course, you finally get him.
Yeah, I know. So like I said, no, but that's a good thing. It's like I said, our guys, because of how we set up practice, a lot of guys get opportunities, and the guys that, we got a lot of walkthrough time, so it's good. It's good.
You placed a heavy emphasis on perimeter blocking during the spring. Were you guys at in that area? And is that
we're still in it. But today was all perimeter blocking. That's the thing, and that's really what's awesome about Coach Brown is that, Coach Brown is, we get after it, and they say, he comes off and he's a nice guy, but he is a very nice man, but he's tough now. He's got toughness to him. So, your team's going to take on the identity of the coach, whether it's position coach, offense coordinator, head coach. And the good thing is, with him, our coaching staff, myself, we're going to be a physical team. If you're not going to be physical, you can't play every down, okay? And today we saw us take steps forward in that aspect. We're night and day where we're in spring, but that's because we were so far behind the 8 ball in spring. So we still got a long ways to go, but we are taking steps to improve. So we're going to watch the film here in a little bit, but I like how we're progressing as long as we continue to progress at the same pace in this fall camp.
Work ethic wise, I know you also said you emphasized to your group to do a lot of work outside of the building. Have you seen that throughout the summer?
If I saw it, I'd be breaking a rule, so I'd be able to see that. But from what I've been told, our guys, we put a couple guys in charge, but they did their work. And like I said, whatever they did on off-season, that was outside of the hours that we were able to work with them. I can see that they have been working on it by us progressing. So to answer your question.
Go ahead.
No.
Rather have a big receiver that you have to transition to tight end, or maybe a guy that's stronger that you have to teach to catch from that position?
I actually asked this question earlier before we came over, which is, and like I said, it's a good question. I use the example. Anthony Beck was a 109-pound receiver out of high school. Michael Laughlin was 205 pounds out of high school. And to me, it's you recruit things you can't coach. You recruit size, you recruit length, you recruit ball skills, you recruit the body control, and you got to make sure that mentality's there too. And that's where it's a bit critical for us to get guys in camp so we can kind of test that and see it. How much do they love football? Because if they love football, everything about it, and they do the little things, they're going to be physical. So to us, because again, the great thing about our strength staff and our nutrition staff, we're going to put the weight on. Obviously, we put proofs in the pudding with our everybody. Yannicka just came in at 260, left at 320. So that's so for us, we got to make sure that we recruit guys that have skill sets that we can't coach. So ball skills, body control, size, length, and those things, and we can teach them to block fundamentally as long as they got that mentality. So I'd rather have that than a guy and we're going to try to get the best of it. The great thing about West Virginia, we can do that, and we can take that guy that's going to put the weight on, like a Michael Laughlin, and build that. TJ Banks, same thing. So and so going forward in recruiting, that's what we look for, guys like that have that mentality, because blocking is just a choice. You can be the smallest guy out there, and Grayson. He's the guy that got pointed out by Coach Brown in front of the team about how he blocks. And he's maybe if it's just like a boxing match, and Coach Brown used the example of a boxing match, he may have the smallest measurables out of everybody. He's out there fighting, and fighting for that block and fighting for his teammates, and that's what blocking is. It's a decision. So, and we're going to be that. There's no option. So that's what we got to recruit. So we like to answer your question with a long answer. We want to recruit the things that we can't coach, but also those guys with that mentality. So that should be the easy part of the coaching part.
I was going to ask.